Hi guys, it's Sam here from Bargain.hunting.blonde, and today I am bringing you a chatty video again about the Chanel price increase, but this time with an interesting spin on it. So, everyone has been talking about the Chanel price increase and how that is going to make everyone, which I'm putting in air quotes, everyone turn to buying Hermes bags. And I just do not think that that is true or that is practical. So here are the 3 reasons why I do not believe everyone who buys Chanel bags are going to end up buying Hermes bags. Number 1, and I think this one is really, really important and everyone making that statement has forgotten. You cannot just, this is a generalization. You cannot generally walk into Hermes and ask for a Birkin or Kelly and get the exact bag, or even a Birkin or Kelly at all, that you want. You have to be offered a bag by Hermes, and normally to be offered a bag, you have a relationship with a sales associate and have shown your interest in the brand by purchasing different products, a variety of products. It is very, very rare that you can walk in to Hermes and say, hello, I'm X and I want a Birkin or Kelly, and they just give it to you. Again, Paris is something special, but I'm just talking your Hermes, maybe your local Hermes store if you have one near you. And I think people are totally missing that. They think, oh, everyone's just gonna save some more money, a bit more, as everyone says, a bit more money. It is still a pretty good chunk of change that you're still saving, but people are just going to save more and buy Hermes. And that's not practical because you would be saving, for me just thinking of my journey, a lot more to buy Hermes, because I not only, bought my Birkin, which is more expensive than, a Chanel medium classic flap, but I also bought other items as well that I love and use, and hence why I don't call them Birkin bait, because I actually use them more than I use my Birkin. But I think, people are just forgetting that. They're forgetting that aspect of it, that there is a lot more to buying an Hermes bag than just going into a boutique. And I think Chanel's trying to turn that way too, where you're not just going to be able to go into a boutique and buy the true classics that you really want. But I think everyone's completely missing the point of how much money can be spent at Hermes before you're offered a bag. And I know there have also been people who've gone into Hermes and been offered a bag on their first trip, but some of those people have also dropped $20K before they even got offered a bag. So by the time they're walking out with the bag and tax and everything, they're spending like $35,000 in Hermes. And I think people just aren't, considering that when they say, oh, I'll just save a little more and I'll switch to Hermes and I'll buy Hermes. And like, I have even, said things like that too. Like, I'm just going, I'm more on the Hermes train than the Chanel train, but I've always been more on the Hermes train than the Chanel train. Like, I prefer Hermes over Chanel. And I don't think that's the case for everyone. Second, is the Chanel price increase is a price increase and is pricing people out, which means that people are not just going to have the ability to just save a little more to buy Hermes. Like, they have just been priced out of that tier of the luxury market, and Hermes was never really on their radar to begin with. And so they're going to stop buying luxury in general, or they're going to look at the many other luxury brands that have better quality than Chanel and are more reasonably priced than Hermes and Chanel. So for example, like, say you were thinking, oh, I really want to buy even a Preloved classic flap, and that's going to cost me $5,000. Say that was what you had seen on Fashion File. Well, now, because prices have gone up at Chanel, the Preloved market also goes up, and that bag's $6,000. At that point, you can easily say to yourself, like, I'm just not going to buy Chanel. I'm not going to save more to buy Hermes. I'm going to go buy 2 or 3 bags at Saint Laurent. Just because people have been priced out at Chanel does not mean they want to save more to pay even more for an Hermes. Like, I think we're missing some of the understanding of what this price increase really does to the market, and how the supply and demand is going to change because of the price increase. If you can't tell, my econ major is showing. I find all this stuff really fascinating. I didn't spend basically 4 years studying it for nothing, but I think we're just completely missing that aspect, that the price increase does not mean that people want to just save more to get something that might be a high quality. The price increase means that people are also being completely priced out of that sort of luxury, or maybe luxury in general. Just depends on how people want to spend their money. And again, you should spend your money however you want. So if you want to pay the more expensive Chanel price because that's the bag you want, I completely think you should do it. And I know that sounds crazy because people would be like, don't buy it. But if that's really what you want, like, you should get, and you've saved up and you should have the money for what you want, you should get what you want. And third, which I think people are totally forgetting, is that people love Chanel. Like, love Chanel. Chanel is their ultimate dream bag. Hermes was never their ultimate dream bag. They do not like the Birkins. They do not like the Kellys. I'm thinking of Minx for All, for example. Like, I know she likes the Garden Party from Hermes, but the Birkin and Kelly don't do it for her, and that's totally fine. But she loves Chanel. Chanel is, you know, her thing. She has a lot of great Chanel pieces, a lot of great Louis Vuitton pieces. Chanel has its own following. It has great heritage, great history. People love the pieces. People love the tweed. They love the classic flap. They just love how timeless it is. And I think we are discounting that in saying that people are going to just switch to Hermes. People can have no interest in Hermes / they love Chanel. I think we've seen that with a lot of the price increases where everyone's like, oh no, I'm going to stop buying Chanel. And then we see people continually buy Chanel. This last price increase happened. People are going to keep buying Chanel. Yes, it has priced certain people out of the market, or it has really turned certain people off from buying Chanel, but that does not mean that people are going to completely stop buying Chanel. And I think that's completely discounting the love people have for that CC logo, for that Chanel name on things. And I totally understand that, because like I used to be like that for Louis Vuitton. Like Louis Vuitton was really my fashion house and was really my brand. And then I've had some bad quality issues. I've had some very, very rude sales associates, and it just kind of turned me off. But you know, Chanel will have all of that and more, honestly, and people will still want to buy it. So those are the 3 reasons that I really don't think everyone is just going to turn to buying Hermes. I just don't think that's really what's going to happen. And I think that's kind of crazy to me. I understand that from a price perspective, it somewhat seems to make sense. You're like, oh, I'll just save a little more and get a bag. But we all know that with Hermes, that is very rarely the case, and it is very rarely, unfortunately, that simple. And I think people are actually starting to see with Chanel that is also starting to become the case, and it is not that simple. If you don't already have a Chanel client number and already are a Chanel client, to get those really coveted bags. So let me know what you think down below. Again, if you don't want to leave a comment, please feel free to DM me. I'd love to discuss this. I ranted at my husband about this, and that's actually ended up why I make this video, because he does not want to hear it, because he does not care. He also hates Chanel. He thinks Chanel is not even her grandma's. He like literally thinks Chanel should not exist. He thinks they're the ugliest thing in the entire world. And he's always been Team Hermes. So, you know, he's a weirdo like that. Though he doesn't like luxury at all, and feels like he is doing me a great service when he accompanies me to the boutique. But it's not as bad when he accompanies me to the boutique when we're in Europe, especially if it's hot out, because they give him the water and they have air conditioning. And therefore he's a little more accepting, but it's just not his thing. But if you want to see more videos like this, especially chatty videos, which I actually really enjoy doing because I really enjoy talking with you guys, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. If you want to chat some more, please make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and my blog, all of which are linked down below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!